Hello and welcome to Cruise Today, your first port of call to be kept up to date with the world of cruising, right here on your TV Cruise channel. I'm Neil Newton, and coming up in this month's programme, we've got the latest cruise news, including more big ship orders for Royal Caribbean. Emma Redmond reveals her wow moments of life on board the biggest cruise ship, Harmony of the Seas. Louise Rogan has our destination delve, which will take us to the heart of the United Arab Emirates as we explore the bustling port of Dubai. Plus, we hear from you in our talking topic as we ask all about your first cruise experience. Now, it's the fastest growing type of holiday, and this month new figures have been published that prove cruising internationally really has never been so popular. The number of people taking an ocean cruise has topped a staggering 23.2 million in 2015. Now, this is the highest ever according to the Cruise Lines International Association. With such impressive statistics for last year, it's little wonder the experts are predicting that 2016 will be another bumper year for the cruise lines, especially given the number of new ships entering the market. 24.2 million of us are expected to have booked an ocean-based holiday by the end of this year, and analysts say that the spike is down to the demand for cruises from the Asian market. More than 2 million people in this part of the world took a cruise last year alone, whilst Australia, New Zealand and the Pacific region accounted for 1.1 million passengers. It's a line that boasts the biggest cruise ship in the world, but that's not enough for the powers that be at Royal Caribbean. This month they've revealed plans to build a fifth Oasis-class ship, and it comes hot off the heels of the launch of megaship Harmony of the Seas. Harmony can carry a maximum of 5,479 passengers. Her so far unnamed sister will be delivered by 2021. In a statement, Royal Caribbean tell me they will also double Celebrity Cruises' new Edge class. Celebrity will benefit from two new ships during 2021 and 2022. They described the two new builds as having small ship itineraries with large ship amenities, and all three new ships will be built in France, and the first will launch in April 2019. We'll keep a close eye on this for you and report back when there's more details on what we can expect on board and the all-important names and deployment areas are unveiled. Cunard's flagship, the Queen Mary II, has undergone an impressive refurbishment programme in dry dock in a German shipyard. The line, famed for traditional cruising, have made a whole host of changes to the onboard features. If you've sailed on her before, you'll notice several new additions. There's been a complete redesign of the King's Court buffet, a new wine room, 15 new single staterooms and 10 new dog kennels. Onboard shopping now features designer brands Michael Kors, Aspinall and Barber. Aesthetically, there's a range of new artwork and a new lounge replacing the Winter Garden. A lamppost from 1916 has been installed on deck 2 as a nod to Cunard's original home at Liverpool's Pier Head. 30 additional Britannia Club balcony cabins have been introduced, giving more passengers access to the exclusive Britannia Club. Britannia balcony cabins have brand new soft furnishings, a new sofa, telephone and the introduction of tea and coffee making facilities. As well as a rebrand at Thomson Cruises, there's also a new addition to the TUI fleet. The TUI Discovery was welcomed into the family with champagne and a performance by pop star Jess Glynn. Launched in Palma, the 1,852 passenger ship has now welcomed her first holidaymakers. A team of athletes from the London 2012 Olympic Games were also on hand, adding to the glitz and glamour. The company have described their new vessel as a real game changer to deliver unforgettable holidays. And you'd be forgiven for thinking, though, that you'd seen her before. In a previous life, she was Royal Caribbean's Splendour of the Seas. Money's been spent, though, on a significant refurbishment programme with new decor, furnishings and dining venues. Legend of the Seas also joins the Thomson fleet. She'll be refurbished and relaunched in May next year as TUI Discovery 2. MSC Cruises have a treat in store for their customers planning on visiting the Arabian Peninsula come winter 2016. The team are working to create an exclusive beach oasis for passengers booked into Dubai and Abu Dhabi cruises. The land in question is a 1.5-mile long stretch of beach on the island of Sir Bani Yas. Geographically, it's off the southwest coast of Abu Dhabi, and it's already a tropical affair with hundreds of palm trees, shaded cabanas and more than 2,000 sunbeds. So no need to get up early and leave a towel here. It'll become MSC's second exclusive island development. Last year, they unveiled Ocean Cay MSC Marine Reserve in the Bahamas. And looking ahead then, and come December, MSC Fantasia will be calling there, and the development is on a smaller island connected to the main island by a wooden boardwalk, giving MSC Cruises passengers exclusive access to this tropical bolt hole. If you do plan to visit, get in touch. Details, as always, at the end of the programme. It's all changed at Royal Caribbean this month, with revelations that they're to introduce extra water slides, an aqua park and the Azumi Asian restaurant to Adventure of the Seas. It'll take place later this year when she enters dry dock in November. Kids, and well, big kids too, will be thrilled by the Cyclone and Typhoon water slides. And if you've ever sailed on Liberty of the Seas and Harmony of the Seas, you'll know what I'm talking about here. Traditionalists will be pleased to learn that Flow Rider surf simulators and the family-based Splashaway Bay Aqua Park will also feature. On to food, and due to her client base, it's very much an Asian affair, also with the addition of dry-aged steaks to the menu at Chops Grill. She's the latest within the fleet to be enhanced. Liberty of the Seas, Jewel of the Seas, Majesty of the Seas and Empress of the Seas have all undergone refits in dry dock this year alone. The latest from Carnival Cruise Line now, and they've moved closer to taking delivery of their second Vista-class ship. At a ceremony in Naples in Italy, they launched the forward section of the ambitious build. They've broken the mould on this one, as this particular size of cruise liner is usually built completely at large shipyards. Water is flooded into the space where the ship will be built to move it once it's completed in a ceremony that they call a float out. However, builders have taken a radical approach, building the ship in separate locations in order to create it more quickly. The first piece of the giant jigsaw measures 118 metres in length and weighs in at nearly 6,000 tonnes. Now, once this particular stage has been completed, it will make a journey to the Margherita shipyard in Venice in Italy. It's then that all the parts will be joined together, and I for one can't wait to see it in all her glory. There are fishy goings-on at Celebrity Cruises quite literally this month. The line, who present diners with menus on iPads, are to replace existing eateries with sushi bars. Out goes the creperie, in comes sushi on 5. Now, they've weighed things up following a 4-month trial of the new healthy high-end food on board Celebrity Reflection. The Japanese cuisine, famed for its presentation and health benefits, will be rolled out on 3 ships. They are Reflection, Celebrity Millennium and Celebrity Silhouette. If you're a fish lover, Sushi on 5 will be rolled out to the rest of the fleet, though, beginning in July, ending in October. Worth noting, though, that there is a charge for dining here. Hot pots and noodles complement the new experience for diners as well. Fans of The Walking Dead will no doubt be thrilled to find out they've got the chance to join their favourite zombie apocalyptic characters. It's the second annual Walker Stalker cruise. Now, devotees of the series can meet Norman Reedus, who of course plays Daryl. He sailed on the first cruise and will join another themed cruise on February 3rd to the 6th of February next year. It's set to be close to what fans will have seen on the telly, as the show's special effects makeup creator will actually be on board. The cruise, which will take place on Norwegian Pearl, will also feature Q&A sessions, concerts and autograph signings. And the ship will visit Norwegian's private island, Great Stirrup Cay, setting sail from Miami, Florida on a round trip. It's not the end of the story, though, as more actors are set to join the cruise. Finally, for now, book your next cruise holiday with a travel agent. That's the advice this July from the Cruise Lines International Association. They've launched a campaign to highlight the benefits of using dedicated professionals to plan your next ocean or river adventure. The industry body says 70% of travellers currently use a travel agent to plan and book their holidays. They say that travel agents provide a personalised, customised holiday without the stress of planning every detail. Particularly with a cruise holiday, there are so many options today, and each cruise brand has has a different personality. A travel agent can make sure that they find you the right ship and the right itinerary to give you an amazing experience. For me though, it's just much less hassle all around. You can always get in touch and share your views on the stories we're covering this month, and you can find us on Facebook, by the way, and Twitter. Just search for TV Cruise Channel. We'd love to hear from you. Still to come on the programme then, Emma Redman will be here talking Harmony of the Seas, plus we share your first cruise experiences. Cruise Today is back after this quick break. Welcome back to July's edition of Cruise Today. Coming up, we'll be chatting about the world's biggest cruise ship with Emma Redman. But before that, time for our destination delve as Louise Rogan takes us to Dubai in 60 seconds.
One of the 7 Emirates of the United Arab Emirates, Dubai lies on the southern coast of the Persian Gulf. As you cruise into port, you'll be greeted by a fascinating skyline and a beautiful landscape. It's a modern, cosmopolitan city which boasts golden sand beaches and duty-free shopping. Visit the iconic Hotel Burj Al Arab. Spend a few spare hours relaxing on Dubai's stunning beaches, or find yourself a duty-free bargain. There are many places to shop, with shopping centres, boutiques, souks and department stores all around. You can purchase souvenirs such as designer clothes, jewellery, handcrafted items, pottery, unique ornaments and figurines, to name just a few.
Now, we reported last month on the launch of the world's biggest cruise ship, Harmony of the Seas, of course, and my guest this month was lucky enough to be one of the very first people to step foot on board. I'm delighted to welcome Emma Redman to the programme. Emma, welcome to the smarty couches, as I call them.
I know, thank you, Neil. It's nice to be on the non-working couch for once.
Exactly, exactly. We're going to talk about Harmony and your adventure on board her very shortly. But ahead of that, I know you're a particular fan of holidaying in Dubai.
Yes, I've been a couple of times, and I have to say it's not necessarily everyone's cup of tea, but it's a place that I think you must experience. There's so much to do there. You do have your beaches, but for me it was all about kind of how modern it is, very cosmopolitan. You've got the harbour, you've got these huge malls that rival the ones in America. You've got the Burj Khalifa, of course, which is the tallest tower in the world. You've got Atlantis and the Palm as well. So it's something that you don't need to be there for very long. I think we were there for about a week, maybe 10 days. But you know, even about 4 or 5 days just to experience it. And you can do the kind of the old style Dubai as well. You can go to the gold souks and the spice markets as well, and you can have a ride on one of the Abras, the kind of old boats, which is where all the locals, that is their transport to get into work and stuff. So it's definitely an eye-opener.
Did you bring anything good back? Because the shopping is huge, isn't it?
It is, yeah. We did bring a few things back, actually. We went to the gold souks to get a nice bit of jewellery, but some scarves as well, some nice pashminas. But the malls as well is where you kind of get your real high-end type boutiques. But I didn't quite have my credit card with me that week. But but yeah, you can get anything from kind of little trinkets, kind of the old kind of little souvenirs, to anything if you want, like designer handbags and shoes and garments. It's incredible.
OK, wonderful. Well, you've tempted me anyway. Let's move on to cruising now, because this was a particularly special cruise for you. The biggest cruise ship in the world, but as well, the first time that you'd ever been on a cruise. Yeah,
I know. Can you believe it? I've been talking about it since last January or February, and I didn't do much research on Harmony because I didn't want to. I didn't really want to know that much about it, really. I wanted to kind of see it live, as you will. But yeah, for my first cruise and to go with Royal Caribbean, it was a wonderful experience.
And what did you make of the size of it? Because people have talked about literally just being blown away by the sheer scale. Oh
yeah, driving to Southampton, when you get kind of close to the dock, it was just, you could see it for miles, especially the Ultimate Abyss. You could see the purple slide for miles. And I was a little bit nervous, a bit apprehensive at first, but you get on there and it is just amazing. I could hardly tell that we were moving, and the size of it, for someone who gets lost pretty easily, those wayfinders are just brilliant. But you kind of knew where everything was. Everything's kind of in these kind of neighbourhoods and their groups, and it was really easy to kind of navigate my way around.
Let's talk about the food. Everyone's always interested in what you had to eat.
Brilliant. Really impressed with Windjammer. I have to say, and we talk about, you know, this windjammer being this kind of all-day buffet. It's not your typical English all-day buffet. It is different stations with different types of cuisines on. You've got your starters, you've got your snacks, you've got your desserts, you've got your dessert snacks, you've got everything that you can think of. Also the American Icon Grill as well, which is one of the main dining rooms where we, I think I ate twice. I ate there for breakfast as well. And it was just brilliant, not just the food but the service as well. That's what kind of really touched me, I think, with Royal Caribbean. The service throughout the ship was just second to none. It really was. What
about activities on board? Because Royal Caribbean are famed, of course, for what's included within the price. Activity wise, what did you get involved with?
The spa, if you can call it an activity, which was nice and relaxing. I did do the ultimate abyss, which was the slide, which was brilliant.
Were you frightened?
Such a rush. A little bit at first, but more kind of like excitement with it, I think. But that was great to have a go on there. Also, I know it's not an activity, but the rising tide bar in the Royal Promenade was great, where it just kind of moves up. You can have a drink to the next deck and then just moves down again. So, you know, a few of the activities can revolve around alcohol. And with that in mind, the Bionic Bar, to just see that live was just brilliant. You can order it off one of the tablets, you can choose your own if you wanted to, mix your own, or you can choose one of the kind of like standard, you know, your classic mojitos, etc. But yeah, it was brilliant. And unfortunately, a couple of things were closed because of the weather whilst we were on there, but I would have done the zip line. The zip line just looked incredible. But you've got the flow rider on there as well, which is great. And I did do the gym. I went to the gym.
Did you? Yeah. Well, you know, I mean, you obviously look after yourself because, you know, there's not an ounce of fat on you anyway.
Well, I'm hiding it.
But you did train while you were on there, did you?
Yeah, I did train. I went for a run on the Saturday morning, and the gym was brilliant. Kind of real high-end machines as well. And as I was running, I was kind of looking out to sea, and I joined in one of the abs classes as well in the morning. So that was, I think, at 7:30. So I was up pretty early, which was great. So you can join in all these different classes. They've got all these wellness presentations as well. So it was just brilliant.
Now, you mentioned the neighbourhood before. Tell us a little bit about that.
So you've got your different neighbourhoods. So, for example, my favourite, I have to say, was Central Park, because it's open air. It's in the middle of the ship, but it is open air, which is great. You've got all these trees and plants, and then as you kind of wander through, it's nice and peaceful. But what's great about it is that you do have Jamie's Italian. You've got various shops as well, your little boutiques and your kind of nice little bars to have a few drinks in. So I think that was one of my favourite areas.
And Central Park, obviously, with the connection to Friends, you've got a bit of a Rachel hairdo going on there.
Oh, I don't know. Well, maybe I'm a little bit too back in the 80s then. I don't know.
And real plants as well.
Yeah, it was brilliant, and they're tended to as well. So they have gardeners on board who tend to all the plants. So it was just something different, and even kind of going up and down in the lifts, all the kind of decor that's around. It was. I even took a picture going down the lift because obviously they're glass as well, so you can see through everywhere. You can see as you're going down the deck. So yeah, just at every turn, my mouth was just wide open.
Now, as you said, you've been talking about cruises for a long time on the television. Were you apprehensive though, because this is your first one? You probably had very high expectations, but were you a little bit apprehensive about what it would be like?
Yeah, I think so. I think I was a bit bothered as well about all the hype and would it live up to the hype, and it did live up to the hype and then some, I have to say. I think what I loved about it is how easy it was as well from Southampton, just getting on board. And for someone who doesn't like getting on an aeroplane either, that's quite good for me because there's no kind of waiting around and kind of getting a bit anxious. So it was great just to kind of get straight on board. Everyone's so friendly, tell you exactly where to go. Because of how big it was, I was a little bit concerned about that, and will I lose people and where can I go? But no, it was brilliant. And the wow moment, I think, for me was the Royal Promenade and everything that goes on there. I think we had like an 80s style dance, and there's a massive dance off going on, and it is just huge, and people are coming out of the bars and watching and just literally dancing down the aisles. It's great.
Me and you could have had a dance off actually if there was an 80s night going on.
Yeah, you could have done.
But I believe I've got it on very good authority. You won the karaoke competition.
Well, I don't know about winning the karaoke competition, yeah, but I did have a little go. I think it's the on-air bar there, so it was great just to. It's a great bit of fun, and this is what I love about Royal Caribbean now, having experienced it, is so good for the family, but also if I wanted to go with the girls, I'd take the girls with me, because you can have such a laugh and you can pick and choose what you want to do. But yeah, I did knock out a few tunes, I have to say. Finally
then, Emma, as a first timer to cruising, what would you say to somebody who's maybe watching us now and thinking, oh, do you know what, we've been meaning to book a cruise holiday, we've never been on one before, we're a little bit apprehensive. What would you say to them?
I would say do your research first about obviously where you want to go and what ship offers what for you. But I would say just try it, even if you just do a mini cruise first, just do like a 3 or 4 nighter first, just to kind of get the feel of it. One thing I must say is that always make sure you take an adapter, because my straighteners...
okay.
Yeah, but what's great, you've got guest services which can help you out with all that sort of thing. I must mention that actually. Guest services on the Royal Promenade, and there's someone there all the time. There's a group of people ready to answer any question, any daft question, and also, can I borrow an adapter please, because I forgot mine. So, you're covered.
Great advice, Emma Redmond. Thank you very much indeed.
Welcome, thanks for having me.
So Emma popped her cruise cherry on the mammoth Harmony of the Seas, and we wanted to find out about your first cruise experience. We've been inundated on our Facebook page. Let's have a look at some of your comments then. Andy from Kidderminster says his first cruise was on board the Norwegian Jade back in 2013, which just happened to be a year of family celebrations. It was his 50th, his wife's 50th, and their 25th wedding anniversary. Not only that, it was also his son's 18th, wow, and daughter's 16th. An expensive year. God blimey, 3 years later, and he's just about to take his 8th cruise with another 4 booked already, so do enjoy. Patsy from London had her cruise epiphany dates back to 1986 on board the legendary QE2 to New York. Wow, what a way to kick off your cruising career, Patsy. Since then, she's been hooked, and her latest cruise was on P&O's Britannia in May, and she says she loved it. Jean from Glasgow couldn't believe the size of her Ventura, that is. She sailed on what was at the time P&O's flagship back in 2009 around the Caribbean. She's been on 5 cruises and is showing no sign of holidaying any other way. And finally, for now, Linda from Birmingham was a cruise virgin until just a few weeks ago. Linda, her husband, sister and niece are not long back from the Italian Med on board the Brit favourite Indy Independence of the Seas, and she says fantastic ship and the whole family had a great time. I'm sure it won't be long until Linda is making booking number 2. Now, don't forget you can join in on the conversation. Just find us on Facebook and Twitter, hit the like and follow button. We'd love to hear your views. And that's a wrap on this month's edition of Cruise Today. Join me in August when we'll have the very latest cruise news. Plus, we'll be taking a look on board the newly revitalised Azamara Club Cruises. Until then, thanks for watching and see you back here soon on TV Cruise Channel.